All right, let's talk about one of the most powerful and honestly, one of the most invisible parts of the cloud, Azure networking. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and make sense of how all this digital magic actually connects.
I mean, have you ever really thought about it? When you're building an app in the cloud, how do all those different pieces talk to each other? More importantly, how do they talk to you and your customers securely and, instantly? It can seem unbelievably complex. But it really doesn't have to be. So for this explainer, we're going to stick to one simple, powerful analogy. Let's stop thinking about networking, and instead, let's think of ourselves as architects. We're about to build a brand new digital headquarters from the ground up.
Okay, let's get our hands dirty. Every great headquarters, real or digital, needs a plot of land and a blueprint. And in the Azure world, that's exactly where we're going to start.
So the very first thing we need to lay down is something called a virtual network, or a VNet for short. Just think of this as our own private, fenced-off piece of real estate in the massive Azure cloud. This isn't out on the public internet. No, this is an isolated, secure space where we can build our apps and store our data, all safe and sound within our own perimeter.
So what's the big deal here? Well, the public internet, that's like a public park. Anybody can just wander in. A VNet, on the other hand, is like a secure office building. You need a key card to get in, there's a front desk, it's your private space on your terms. And that isolation, that's the absolute cornerstone of security and control.
All right, so our secure building is up, it looks great. But now, how do we let our own people in? We need to build the roads and tunnels so our employees and trusted partners can actually get to work. And this is a huge question, right? You can't just have anyone showing up at the front door. And you definitely don't want your sensitive company data traveling over the open, public internet unprotected. So how do we create those secure pathways into our new digital headquarters?
Well, Azure gives us two really fantastic options, and it all comes down to what you need. First up, we've got the VPN gateway. The best way to think of this is like an armored shuttle service. It travels on public roads, the internet, but it creates a super secure, encrypted tunnel to protect everyone and everything inside. As you can see, it's perfect for individuals or smaller offices. But if you need something more heavy-duty, there's ExpressRoute. Now, this is like having your own private, multi-lane highway built directly from your company to the front door of your Azure headquarters. It completely bypasses the public internet. It's incredibly fast, super reliable, and it's the go-to choice when you need to connect an entire corporate data center to the cloud.
So, our headquarters is built, our people can get there securely, things are looking good. But what happens when our company becomes a runaway success?
I mean, this is the dream, isn't it? But it's also a logistical nightmare. Imagine 1 million people all trying to cram through one revolving door at the same time. Everything would just grind to a halt. Your website would crash, your services would fail, it would be a total disaster. We need a way to manage this digital crowd.
And the solution is a brilliant piece of tech called a load balancer. Imagine you have a team of really smart traffic directors standing in your lobby. As requests start pouring in, they don't just send everyone to the same person. No way. They intelligently guide each visitor to one of the many available servers, making sure the work is spread out perfectly evenly. This way, no single server gets overwhelmed, and everything just keeps running like a well-oiled machine.
But here's the thing, not all traffic is the same, so Azure gives us different kinds of directors for different jobs. For global web traffic, you'd use something called Azure Front Door, which finds the fastest route for all your users around the world. If you need to get more specific, say routing people based on the exact link they clicked, like a /videos link, you'd want an application gateway. It's smart enough to read that URL. For balancing internal traffic, the stuff that's not on your public website, there's the standard load balancer. And finally, there's Traffic Manager, which uses the domain name system, DNS, to route people based on things like their location or which of your servers is healthiest. So you see, you can build a really sophisticated system to manage all that traffic.
Okay, we are managing traffic like pros, but our company is global. We have customers everywhere, from London to Los Angeles, and we need to give every single one of them that same lightning-fast experience.
Think about it. If our main servers, our digital HQ are in Los Angeles, a request from a customer in London has to travel all the way across the Atlantic Ocean and all the way back. That delay, what we call latency, is an absolute killer in the modern digital world. So, how do you solve the problem of physical distance?
Simple. You build branch offices. And that's exactly what a content delivery network, or CDN, is. It's a massive global network of servers that act like these little mini distribution centers.
A CDN takes your heavy content, things like images, videos, big files, and it stores copies of them in locations scattered all around the world, super close to where your customers actually are.
So check this out. Here's how it works. When that user in London clicks play on your video, their request doesn't have to travel thousands of miles to your server in LA. Nope, it gets intelligently sent to a local CDN server right there in the UK that already has a copy of that video. And the result? The video starts playing almost instantly. It is an incredibly powerful way to create a blazing fast experience for all your users, no matter where they are. And just like that, our digital headquarters is complete. We laid the foundation, we built the secure highways in, we figured out how to manage the traffic, and we opened up branch offices all over the world. These tools, the VNets, the VPNs, the load balancers, the CDNs, this is the invisible architecture that makes everything we do online feel fast, reliable, and secure.
When you step back and look at it, it's a complete system that all works together. You started with that private foundation, that VNet, and from there you were able to build a modern digital headquarters ready for anything. And that, really, brings us to the most exciting part. This infrastructure isn't the end goal, it's just the foundation. It's the empty stage that enables all the amazing applications and global services and wild ideas that are shaping our world. So the only question left is, now that you know how the roads are built, what will you build?